All right. Hello and welcome to Rotary District 7120, Improving Your Club's Public Image in Your Community. My name is Tom Brown, and we are going to have a lot of fun today. We are using a whole new platform called Webinar Jam, so it should be both an experience and a fun thing to do. So thank you so much for taking an hour of your day and joining me. First, my name is Tom Brown. And during my non-Rotary hours, I own my own business as a digital marketing consultant. But today I'm wearing the public image director hat, and we're going to be talking about improving your club's public image in your community. Second, I'm not going to read my credentials to you. Just know that I'm available to connect with you on multiple channels. Also know that I'm recording this webinar for future reference. And also, I'd like to point out that I'll be emailing this slide deck to you with a link to the recording. And finally, this is my first time using Webinar Jam for this tool, so let's see how it goes. All right, great, let's get started. In the chat box on the bottom right, you can please share your Rotary Club and location with us so I can see who's out there chatting with me. And I do want to also say that this webinar is not about selling, it's about teaching you. And I have a passion to teach. So if you have any questions, please type them in the bottom right hand, and I will answer them at the end of the webinar. Now, I've also got a screen down there where you can see me. This is me. I'm not in my jammies. And I'm going to turn that off to save some bandwidth, but I will turn it back on as I take questions down the road. So there goes that. All right, let's get started. So what we want to do is we're really talking about the perception that Rotary is going out into the world. And we want to talk about shaping and sharing your club's message out there. And there's a lot of different tools out there, a lot of different tags and slogans coming out there. We've got join leaders, exchange ideas, take action. But one of the things I want to share with you is this video that let's see if we can do this here. I am trying to share one of my videos. Let's see, broadcast the video. Clearly, we're going to have some work to do. Let's see how this goes for you. I'm hoping you'll see this.
What is Rotary?
Rotary?
Yeah.
Well, it used to be a company.
I think of cycling.
A rotary is a turnaround.
Circle?
It's a circle. Yeah, it's a circle. That's close.
Rotary,
think of
something
rotary.
that goes around.
It goes around. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
What is Rotary?
Yes.
No.
Not quite sure exactly what the purpose of Rotary is.
You guys that sit at the NASCAR pit and rotate the tires?
It's a male club where you guys get together and
What other?
politics and cars and men stuff.
Oh, men's stuff. Men's.
Men stuff.
Rosary is the only thing I know.
Where your vehicle turns around.
Very good.
Or notary?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I know the Rotary Club.
They're involved in a lot of promotions. And you can find them in many places in Boston, and there's one on Gulf Road.
Well, obviously, we definitely have a lot of work to do to get things going. Clearly, we have some work to do in the Rotary world out there, and that's just from a recent presentation. So here's what we're going to be covering today. We're going to talk about why the public image of your club matters, not Rotary in general, not the Rotary International. We're talking about the public image of your club. We're going to talk a little bit about the Rotary brand and how we can leverage that for the benefit of your club. The top 10 things to enhance your club's public image. So this is not just education. I'm going to give you a list of things that you can actively do when we're done. And then there's a couple resources out there I want to share with you to make life easier. So we got to keep in mind where this whole trend started. Back in 2010, Rotary International commissioned some high-dollar people to do a survey about Rotary because of similars to that video. And generally speaking, 40% never heard of Rotary, 40% kind of heard of Rotary, so they know the name only, and 20% had some familiarity about us. And so that is a major disconnect that we needed to fix. And so what we wanted to do is Rotary embarked on a national campaign back from the results of the 2010 campaign for 5 years. And the results after 5 years was a global awareness. We grew it by 15%. But, and here's the thing, the Rotary understanding, the understanding of what Rotary is and what we do is still at 35%, which is horrible because we do a lot in the community, but people don't know what we are doing in the community. And so we got to remember the whole purpose of the founding of Rotary and what Paul Harris wanted to do is we want to get out and reach large numbers of non-Rotarians as well as Rotarians. We are not a social club that gathers behind closed doors to pat each other on the back. We need to get out in the community and engage with the community. And so what we want to do is we want to start shaping your club message. All right, so here's what we need to do. First of all, we need to clarify what Rotary and your club stand for, how it's different, and why people should care. And I'm not talking just outside to people in the community that are non-Rotarians, but we need to clarify what Rotary and your club stands for within our individual clubs. We need to elevate our awareness and understanding internally as well as externally. And so we're still talking about the brand. And what we want to do is get everybody on the same page, because too many people, if you ask people in your club everything that your club does in the community, unfortunately, most clubs are going to give a lot of different answers. And in fact, generally the Rotarians will answer first with their favorite project, which is understandable, but they may not know some of the other projects that your Rotary Club is doing. And so we need to make sure that we have a more holistic message and start thinking about the branding that we have. So look at these brands. These brands are recognized internationally. In a lot of cases, you don't even need the words. You could put that star or the Mercedes-Benz and people know what that is. Apple, that's what it is without even doing it. We could take the word Coca-Cola away from that sign and know what it is. Here's our Rotary brand. This is what we have been experimenting with. And these is Rotary brands through the years of what we've been putting out historically. And what's been going on with that is as the different clubs have started using the Rotary brands in the various ways, the Rotary brand has been not necessarily diluted, but definitely it has been cluttered. Let's just go with cluttered. And so you can see we've got multiple ways that the Rotary logo has been used or not used, and some people would even say abused, because look at the Ocala Sunset. It's just Rotary. We've completely lost the international aspect of it. And the same thing with the Bora Bora Club. So there's just different things of what's going on. So one of the things Rotary has embarked upon is what we call the master signature or the mark of excellence. So if your Rotary Club is still using any Rotary logos outside of these two designs, you are wrong. And so that's one of the first things that we can do as a club to start getting everybody on board, because we're not just promoting in our community, which we most definitely are, but we have a huge resource and a giant mom and dad that can help us do everything we need to do. As a club, we do not need to recreate a lot of stuff over there. And so as we start putting out, we want our Rotary image to start competing, or at least be in the same ballpark with the great brands of the world. And so that's the first thing on this. And I want to talk a little bit about how we can use the club brand, the new image at the club level. And there's multiple ways of doing this. And so the nice thing about this is Rotary will do it for you, Rotary International. There are tools at ri.com where you would put in your name, the club name, and it would create the logo for you. It would give you the official fonts and it would give you the official color, and you're able to download your updated logo or Rotary International updated logo in a GIF file or a PNG file, which means clear, or you could have it with a white around. And so all of these are approved ways that you can do this. Now, after you start doing this, again, we're trying to join in with the Rotary International brand to get everything out. We want to start sharing this out with the international community, our local community. So we need to start updating our signs, and not just to get to the brand. There are signs out there, and I do a lot of traveling, that are just faded. You can see that they haven't been touched in 20 years. I mean, it still might be Raleigh Middleton, but you can't really get there until you are within 5 feet of the sign because it's so sun bleached. And so Rotary is updating all of their logos all the way around with the Interacs and the Rotaracs and the Rylas. And so it's starting to do this. This is how Rotary is trying to get things all the way across in the similar branding. So what club logo do you use? All right, and you want to start putting this out there and getting it over there. So again, the top one is the proper one. The bottom one is not. And I'm not picking on any club. These were just easy finds for me. And it's going to take years for everybody to come up to space, but we want to start getting everything around. And by the way, on the top one, I don't even like that personally because I don't want the same master signature on every club page. You actually would want to put your club logo with the wheel and then put Rotary District 6440 underneath it, or the Rotary Club of Glenview should be in your logo. You still need to identify your club within yourself. All right, so that's important to go with as you well. And so what you would want to do is, here is a sample. If you go to rotary.org, you would click the create, and all of a sudden you have the ability to download your tools. Craft Beer Festival, all of this stuff can be used. In this case, the top right logo and the bottom one, we downloaded it as a PNG and got the transparent background. So you've got those abilities to do a JPEG with a white background or go transparent. And then what we want to start doing is, now we want to start getting our voice out. And this is from Rotary International days ago, weeks ago, years ago, actually. And so this is what used to be going out. And so we've got to start talking about the visualness, because there's a study out there that you have the attention span of the traditional person out on the internet and in the world is, are you ready for this? Seconds. You have 8 seconds to catch their eye. And this isn't really going to do it, because they know they have to spend more than 8 seconds reading that paragraph. So what you want to start doing is start giving them snapshots of how they can catch in there and what they can do. So Rotary brings together leaders. How does Rotary affect them? How can Rotary help them personally do what they can do? And so now you can start seeing, there's the tagline at the bottom, join leaders. As a Rotary member, you can exchange, you can take action. And what do we want you to do? The call to action at the bottom, we want you to get involved with us. And check us out. Here are different ways you can find us. Look at us in action. And action is actually where Rotary is trying to go. We are people of action. So check out this video that Rotary is now doing. Let me go to videos here, broadcast a video, people of action. Here we go.
Possibilities are all around us. Everywhere we look, we see opportunity. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our ideas with others, we know they'll see it too. And bring new perspectives, lend unique skills, and take action in the communities all around the world that we call home. When people come together, that's when real change happens. Like transforming an old bus to feed hungry children, or providing life-saving equipment to those who need it most. From fighting disease to rebuilding schools, we turn what we see into what we've done. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
All right, so here is the thing. We are people of action. This is the campaign focus of what is going on to us. These are tools that allow us to get this image out. That commercial that you just saw, you can download and customize for your club. We don't need to create all this. Rotary is doing the work for us, and we need to get this out to them. We got to define what Rotary is and how we impact our community and how we do the lives in there. And so all these things are now what we want to do. So what Rotary has done and that we need to jump on as a club is we need to start building an understanding of Rotary and positioning our club as people of action in our community. We need to understand, we need to build that understanding of the experiences and the values that we bring to the community. Because if you start doing that, then people are going to go, that club is active in the community. They are active. I want to be a part of that. And now you are building value of your club that people want to join. So if they see you out there doing good deeds continually, they might want to be a part of that. Or at least it's easier to invite them to be a part of that. You do first wave 1 right, say wave 2 right, excuse me, sorry about that. Then you can do the third wave of start building it around the areas of focus. Too many clubs start with, oh, we can do this area of focus. We have 6 areas of focus. We don't need to explain what we're doing. We need to start with a relationship, a club relationship with our community. If you build a relationship, if you show interest in others first, both individually, person sharing an interest of person, then you can start sharing what you do and how you do it. So fixing the problems. This says the toolkit is coming in July. Guess what? The toolkit is now out. It is in Brand Central now at Rotary.org. And there are videos available to you, and there's ads, digital ad spots. You can do radio spots. You can now have brochures downloadable where you upload your logo. You can change out the pictures within the brochures, download it as a PDF, and give it to your printer and print. There are guidelines, and not just guidelines, but they are step-by-step tools on how to run campaigns in your community. So once you start doing this, all these tools that we have, then we can start nurturing your public image in your community. Now, I'm not saying you need to do all 10 of these bullet points here. These are just suggested areas of where you can upgrade the public image in your community. Your club's in there. And most people focus on the first two, our website or our social media. And I know most book pages, all right? Some of you have newsletters. My club does not have a newsletter because the volunteer, the volunteer that ran our newsletter had to move on to another club. Nobody else stepped up. That's fine. You focus on what you've got and you make it better. You don't need to fill the gaps. Focus on what you're doing now, get a cohesive campaign, and do it better. The movie theater ads is actually kind of cool because now we've got quality ads, and if you've got a local theater, I'm not talking the big chains, I'm talking local theaters, you can run ads on the local theaters cheap, super cheap, and you are supporting local business. So there's a lot of things that we want to do. So we want to upgrade, we want to use our current branding, and we want to jump on the People of Action campaign because that's where Rotary is pushing us right now. And if that's the way we want to go, jump into it. We need to get that current annual theme out here and start doing this. This is really very important before we get into the top 10 list of how we can do this, is we need to embrace what Rotary International is trying to do for us and to help us. We're people of action going out there. Look at it right there. We're joining leaders. We are taking action. We are problem solvers. We start getting that out there, we've got more tools available for us. So here we go. Now, this is where the rubber is going to meet the road. How do we enhance our club's public image? Well, I've got a top 10 list for you. And here's the first thing you want to do. We want to be memorable. And I mean consistent, but here's the thing. When you're memorable, you become share-worthy on social media. People share cool stuff. In fact, here's the thing. People share awesome experiences. They share fantastic experiences. They share memorable experiences. But, and this is more important, they also share craptastic experiences. If there was a major fail on a project, they're going to share that too. So we need to make sure that when we plan that we put our best foot forward all the time. And then we need to tell them, please, if you're having fun, take pictures of fun. I don't want pictures of just somebody standing there smiling. We need to share pictures in action. We all share the same values and passion. And so we want to get standard over there. We want to get consistent so people start seeing this. Now, we all have a phone to a degree, and I am assuming we all have it, but it's very true. Our phone is one of our best public image tools that is rarely used. We can post on Facebook from our phone. We could take videos of projects in action of our phone and instantly post it. We can live stream events, and it doesn't need to be your whole club meeting. Please do not live stream your whole club meeting. But you can live stream a 2-minute, a 3-minute, a 5-minute. Oh my goodness, we are having so much fun out here, and become the reporter on the scene. Look at what we're doing to this community cleanup. Look at all these volunteers in there. Hey, Susie, I see that you got a little smudge on your nose. Tell me what you're doing, and be the reporter and post it to your Facebook page, and then people in action are going to see what's going on. Use your phone. Don't hide it. And in fact, at club meetings, have people check in. Hey, today we are having the president of ABC Motors sharing their community experience of what they're doing this weekend, that kind of stuff. Share what you're doing on there. Now, I already alluded to this, but you've got to make your photos fun. I mean, we still do it where we have a guest speaker on our Rotary Club, and we take a picture of them, and it's the guest speaker in front of our Rotary flag or the 4-way task, and it's the same picture with a different face on it all the time. We need to get outside of that. We need to get outside of, look, here's all our club members given a checkout, which is still important, but we need to show us in the community doing what we're doing. We need to show Rotarians with the Rotary logo somewhere doing something. Even if it's an individual Rotary member doing something and they see a Rotary wheel, take the picture. Oh my goodness, look at this. Put it out there. We are, again, people of action, and we need to start showing these photos of people of action. You don't have to have a reason to share these photos. You just need to see something cool and share it. There's no reason other than, ooh, that's cool with the Rotary logo. We're having fun. There you go. Now that you are having fun and you've got the tools to have fun, now start using the platform. Get active on social media. And for those hundreds of people out there that are listening to me right now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you personally need to get active in social media. I'm telling you that in your club right now that are active on social media, you need to co-opt them. You need to empower them. You need to give them editor access on your Facebook page and say, please post the pictures yourself. You don't need my approval. We trust you. You are a fellow Rotarian. Have fun. Now, will mistakes be made sometimes? Absolutely. It's okay. We're human. Do it. Get it out there. Put things over there. That being said, go beyond Facebook. All right? If your Rotarians, if your individual Rotarians have a Facebook page, they can put it on there as one of their, quote, jobs. All right? Yes, I am a Rotarian. It is listed on my Facebook page. Melissa Ward is a Rotarian. It's part of her picture. This is her Facebook page. She actually is a past district governor. She puts that in her LinkedIn account. It is a part of your DNA. Everyone there. So if they have a professional viewpoint, a professional there, put it on their resume. Yes, I'm a Rotary. I am active in the community. And put it on that. And then make sure it links back to you. If they're Twitter, they can occasionally post links over there. Wherever that they are at, put it there. I'm not saying that the club needs to create all the LinkedIn page or any of this. I'm saying those club members that are active on the social media channel of their choice. If you've got someone that is a Pinterest queen or a king or an Instagram or a Snapchat or any of those others, they need to occasionally be encouraged, nay, almost told, please occasionally share something Facebook on your Snapchat. I'm sorry, please share something Rotary on your Snapchat. Please share our club event on your Snapchat, on your personal Snapchat, if they're active on that service project. Going back to our website, all right, you need to be device responsive. In other words, if you haven't updated your website in the last 5 years, it probably looks less than stellar on a mobile device. And most websites are now viewed on a mobile device. So consider upgrading this. In some cases, this is people's first impression of you. All right. And you definitely want more photos and less text. We are in a visual environment. Improve it. And here's one of the things that really annoys me. This is my soapbox on websites. Rotary clubs will say, yes, we are doing really good, and look at this, and here's everything we do, and all this other stuff. Please join us for lunch or breakfast or dinner. But they don't tell where they're meeting or when they meet. One of the first things I look for when I visit a club's website and Facebook page or social media channel or anything is, can people find you quickly? Do they know where you eat or meet? Do they know how to contact you? Is there an email address or a phone number? Do they know what is going on to you? That is a huge, huge gap in a lot of digital footprints out there. Email newsletter. If you've got someone that is willing to do this, this is what you need to do. Now, here's the neat thing. If you are doing the top 6 right already, an email newsletter is not near as much work as a lot of people think. What an email newsletter is 90% can be posts and images and pictures that was done in Facebook and Snapchat and LinkedIn, everything that you've already done during the month. If you've got other club members, if you've empowered them properly, and they are taking pictures and they are posting on your Facebook page, you can cut and paste all this stuff. You can put a quality newsletter together in less than an hour a month by using everybody else's work. All you're doing is consolidating it and putting it out to other people. And the email newsletter goes out to people that have trusted you with their email address. And this is the neat thing. A lot of clubs say, well, I don't want to be a spammer. I don't want to give out my email address. I don't want to send email to a donor or a volunteer. Well, look, here's the thing. If somebody's given your club an email address, they expect an email from you. Nobody give you an email address and say, please don't email me. All right. If the club has officially gathered it, you are allowed to email people. They gave you the email address. They want from you. The only caveat on that is if you say, look, we're going to email you once a month and you start emailing them weekly, now you are a spammer. But if you set the expectation right and say, we're just going to email monthly or quarterly what's going on, what we do in the community, and in case you want to join us in the community, have at it. Send it out. So like I said, 80% of the email newsletter is everything you've already done. 20% is this is what we got going next month. That's it. What we're planning. And maybe a call to action. Please join us for lunch. Here's our 4 speakers for the month. Here's a coupon for a free lunch. Give your guests a free lunch on you. Different choices. Become friends with the press. We actually have a huge advantage right now. With the media shifting, the media world shifting, the traditional media is crying for content. They are firing traditional reporters. So if you can give them an article and a couple pictures that is about what's going on in the community, they will print it verbatim. All they need is for you to give it to them. Find out who, read the names of what's going on, who is the community contact, and just start, hey, I've got some stuff, thought you would be interested. Can I do this? Hey, can I take you to lunch? Hey, we got the chief of police as a guest speaker today. Can I take you to lunch next week or something like that? Invite them to your events. The more interesting speakers, talk to them, and you give them that newsletter and tell them lunch is on you the first couple times. Become friends with the press. Put it out there. Once you start doing things, I'm going to play this from within the channel here. So watch this here. Come join us. Now, Animoto is the tool that oops, dang it. Hold on, let me get that back up. Hit escape before I was ready. And let's see. There we go. And we're back. New tools. So don't forget video. You can use Animoto. You can do there's other tools out there, and you can create what's going on. All of these different tools will allow you to create your own little commercial with some of your best images. I would encourage you to look at that video again and look at all the call to actions they had under each individual picture. They were short, 2, 3, 4 words max of what's going on with a little jazzy tune. Totally up to you. Now, on a side note, that video I played within the PowerPoint that I'm using, whereas the first 2 videos I used my Webinar Jam tool. So I would like to know which one you thought worked better for you as I continue to evaluate this tool. So throw that in the chat down the road. All right, next slide. You. Enhancing your public image is about you. It's about sharing your Rotary story. It's not really about your club. A lot of cases, people join Rotary to meet with other people. Most clubs will grow from a person inviting another person. All right? People don't necessarily join Rotary and look it up and say, hey, that was a great service project, I want to go join, if they saw you on the news, on the TV, or read you on the newspaper. They need to be invited. And so you could talk about, hey, this was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this service project yesterday. We did community. We fed 125 people. It was absolutely awesome. And if they seem excited about your Rotary story, you could say, you know what? Can I take you to lunch to the next Rotary Club? I'd love to show you what else we're doing. You need to let people know on a one-to-one. Now, I actually kind of fibbed a little bit. I don't have a top 10. I've got a top 11. The top 2 reasons people join Rotary is to connect with their community and give back to their community. Think about this. They will join with you. You have to invite them to join, but they're not going to stay with Rotary unless they are making a difference in the community. It's about the relationship with the community. But to bridge that gap, we, on you, have to invite them to be a member, because if you are not active in the community, they may not want to come in. And so creating and growing our public image is vitally important for the growth of our club and to get active in the community. And you'll notice none of these things that I talked about right here, when people talk about, well, what do you do? What does your Rotary Club do? Well, we do this fundraiser, or we do that fundraiser. All right? People want to be involved actively in there. They don't want to be joined with the Bank of Rotary Club ABC community. Not coincidentally, the same reasons not coincidentally, these are actually the reasons members stay in Rotary. But simply joining isn't going to change the lives or make the connections. We have to get them involved in the community beyond fundraising and being a community bank. And we need to get them involved in the community and in the club. We get to shape our own experience and decide how to get the most out of our membership. Also doing the same with your fellow Rotarians. All right, so we want to hashtag Rotary and hashtag Connect for Good and hashtag this and that, but we want to remember we are people of action making a difference. Now, we're on the downstroke, we're on the end stroke here. So the resources, most of our resources available to us is going to be at Rotary.org. All right, and you can see it up in the top left image there, Rotary.org, My Rotary. So first of all, Rotary is going to make you log in. All right, these resources are only available to Rotarians. Go figure, right? And so if you haven't logged in, you need to log in. It will do that, and it will tie you to your club. You can actually look at some of the things within your club. And what you can do is you can download the videos, you can download the images, you can upload the images, you can do different things. Club Runner is a tool that is officially connected with Rotary. That is how my club and our district created our website and does all of the behind the scenes secretary work on there. So once you log in there, you can start customizing your brand. Here's an example right here. After in the brand center, you can start creating your logo, your brochure. And so there it is. It's all there. Here's our events. Insert your club name, insert your events, insert your club name, update your logo. All this stuff can be done from within there. You don't have to do the work. All you need to do is cut and paste. So here's my final thoughts. As a recap, and I am going to read these to you, you need to update your logos to the current brand standards. All right. If you are there, if you're one of the hundreds of people watching me right now, you are now empowered to go and check out. If you see the old Rotary brand anywhere within use of your club, you need to say, hey, we're not allowed to do that. We are encouraged. It's not illegal, but we want to start helping. Start making things go in there. So that's you. You want to update. Look at your website. All right. If the last post on your website is talking about your 2017 project in Thanksgiving where you fed 140 people at Thanksgiving with the turkeys, you need to update that. You need to fix it. Same thing with your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those other things. Oh my, you need to make sure that they are actively being used and updated to current standards. Connect with the press. That's super easy. Go buy a newspaper. Read the community events. Find out whose name is on the byline and reach out to them. It's nice if you say, hey, I'd really like to take you with copy. I think I've got some stories that might work with you. Talk to them, create the relationship. Again, divide and conquer. It's not just about you that are watching this video right now. Find somebody else. Share it. You don't need to do all of this all by yourself. Pick one or two things. I gave you 10.5, 11 things to do. Don't have to do all of them. Start with number 4, number 7. It doesn't matter. And most importantly, you need to have fun because you are learning while you're doing. Now, that being said, we're done. Comments and questions, bring them in right now. I'm going to see if I can get into the chat window here. All right. Okay. I'm hoping that I fixed. You're not hearing anything. All right. How can you put your club name within the master brand? So they're asking, how can we put the club name and fit within the Facebook pixels and so forth? The nice thing, once you get within here, it will actually tell you. Let me back up. What are you going to be using the image for? So when you click on Rotary Images in your brand and you're creating it, it says, we want to size this for Facebook, and it will size it for Facebook for you. There's a lot of different ways, and so the way that things are going, the master brand can be put over there. Now, in a lot of cases with a Facebook profile, they want it in a square image. That's fine. You add white space on top and bottom and turn it square. But right now, the Rotary.org, the Rotary International site, will create the images, and they will download the images, the people in action campaigns in the format of your choice. If you want it Facebook, if you want it on Twitter, they will do it for you. Next question. Is there an upcoming trend to drop the club from these logos? That is really a personal choice within the club. Some clubs like to do the Elmira Rotary Club or the Rotary Club of Elmira. It really is a club choice, individual club choice. I know other places will do the Rotary Club of Elmira, or others will do the Elmira Rotary. It really is up to you. It's not being pushed by Rotary International to add the word club or retract it. All right, so not too many questions out there. Are there any other questions? I still would really like to know which video presented better to you, or if there was no difference whatsoever. So please share that in the chat. If there's any other questions, I'm going to take them right now. I've got your email addresses, I believe, so you will be getting an email from me within the next 24 hours that shares this with you. I will share the links to the videos so that you can watch them and have them as a resource to you. And we're also going to be starting next year a monthly series on various aspects of this. So welcome to the digital world. Thank you so much out there for everybody that joined me for the 45 minutes that we were here. I appreciate it, and make Rotary happen in your community.